You know what? I am sick and fucking tired of violence in the movies and sex on TV. Where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely as a society? So I decided I'm gonna get rid of all of my TV, all of my movies, and only watch 50-hour compilations of Family Guy on YouTube. Now, it's actually been kind of nice to get these on my feed because I love me a good casual comedy, and I'm sorry, no matter how you feel about, oh, Family Guy used to be better back in the day, it's fine. It's slop to watch to distract you with things that are mildly funny.
Ha ha, you are all looking at my penis.
TV shows like this with casual stakes aren't really being made anymore, and it's just nice to get a random assortment of episodes on my feed. I never know what I'm gonna get. It's fed to me like the little slop piggy I am. But yeah, this has been a weird phenomenon to witness popping up on the website. Constantly, my feed is just inundated with 50-hour compilations of Family Guy. And it's not like this is just happening with Family Guy either. There's a lot of things that people rip off into these big-ass compilations. Some of the ones I get are compilations of commentary YouTubers like Danny Gonzalez and Drew Gooden, who have had careers long enough to sustain a 50-hour-long video. Obviously, not cool to steal and rip individual creators. However, I think we can afford a bit of leniency when you're uploading things from a giant media conglomerate and not individual YouTubers. And all of this has been very cathartic to me, specifically because of all of the headaches the YouTube copyright system has given me over the years. Now, if you're not a YouTuber freak like me, here's what happens when you get a copyright claim on YouTube. Usually, when I'm making my Just Dance videos, I can upload any song I want. However, it does immediately recognize that I uploaded a copyrighted song. If I was monetized, this would hit me like 10 times harder than it currently does, but I'm not, so it doesn't. It says, hey, yep, this is copyrighted content, but it is allowed to be used on YouTube, except in Russia and Belarus for some reason. I don't know why those guys get singled out every time. I'm sorry to all of my Russian and Belarusian? To all my viewers from Belarus. However, there are certain songs that you just simply cannot upload at all. The main example for me is when I made my Pop Stars video. Pop Stars originally had a demo with popular recording artist Charlie XCX, and because that version is a demo, it consistently gets copyright claimed by UMG, which is really unfortunate because Pop Stars is such a good song and I put so much goddamn work into that video, and to have it ripped from YouTube like that, completely blocked, not being able to be shown anywhere, yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop, made me depressed. I think the most frustrating thing about the copyright system, specifically in regards to the Pop Stars and how I think it could be improved, it doesn't take any context into account. I don't know if they've changed this since the days of AI have been forcefully hoisted upon us, but how it used to work is that it didn't really look at the context surrounding your video to determine whether your use of the song was transformative of any way. No, it just blocked. 100%, no matter what you do. Which is obviously fucking stupid because I'd argue that my videos are transformative, but I digress. YouTube is far from the only platform I use that gives me consistent issues when making content on them. For example, remember how I used to be a Twitch streamer? You guys are acting like you have never done the whippin' nene in your existence before. I call fucking bullshit. That funny moment when you get the good kush, the good kush, you know, the good kush. Where are the ghost boobs? Where are the ghost dicks? Yeah, copyright isn't fun to deal with on Twitch either. Dancing streams are completely out of the question. The VOD gets immediately muted on Twitch if any copyrighted content shows up. It only mutes the section of the VOD where the copyrighted content appears, but still, it's transformative. I should be able to stream it. Come on, guys. There was another time I tried to cover something going on with the Golden Globes, and once again, my video got consistently muted because I used audio of the Golden Globes to talk about the Golden Globes. Say it with me now. Fair use. Come on, guys. Seriously, I don't mean to harp on this so many times in the span of 1 minute, but it's fair use. I was making commentary on it. It's fair use. Now, fortunately, none of what I've talked about so far has had the hugest impact on my livelihood. Like I said, I'm not monetized on YouTube, and I don't really make a living from this, so it's fine. It's whatever that my videos get copyright claimed, because nothing happens to them and they can still be uploaded. However, as someone who would like to get to a place where this is my full-time job, it's really disheartening to see the creators I like constantly go through this bullshit. And none of it seems to be changing anytime soon because the law is taking so goddamn long to catch up with the internet. So long, in fact, that the biggest hit to my ego and livelihood happened because the music industry started to cannibalize itself. Before we get too into the weeds here, allow me to set the stage a little bit. If you don't know, the entire music industry is basically controlled by three companies. Three companies. This many. One of those companies is Universal Music Group, or UMG. Now, for everybody to be able to use all of these popular songs by, like, these huge acts, like Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Billie Eilish, Selena Gomez. Why was Selena Gomez at the top of my mind? I have no fucking idea. What happens is UMG licenses out these songs to TikTok, who then pays back UMG in, like, a percentage of revenue that they earn or whatever. I don't exactly know how these contracts work. All I know is TikTok has to give some amount of money to UMG. Whatever they offered was apparently not enough because the entirety of UMG's catalog got removed from TikTok overnight. If you had a video with any amount of copyrighted music in it, that was it. It was gone. There wasn't a way to, like, download the video still intact. There wasn't a way to isolate any speech from the music so that you could still have that part intact on your profile. No, it was just completely muted and there was not really any way to fix it. All this happened on January of 2024. And obviously, as someone with a lot of videos that include music from UMG, I was heartbroken. I was a little bit inconsolable, to be honest. Because what do you mean some of the biggest companies in the world deciding, oh, I don't have a big enough piece of the pie, means I don't get to create the art I want to create. Like, I'm just a little creature making videos about this niche dancing game that used to be popular. What the fuck did I do? Obviously, I was just frustrated and hopeless, and it was honestly the thing that made me turn to commentary on YouTube. There's a reason my first commentary video is in, like, I think June or July 2024. But if I don't go me for a second, this entire thing just reveals how precarious this ecosystem of music and online content is. It's so stupid that any of this had to even happen in the first place, because TikTok and UMG, and any other record label for that matter, have a symbiotic relationship going on. The artists that UMG signs make albums that blow up on TikTok. TikTok blows up even more because all of the hot music is on there, and UMG gets a bunch of new fans exposed to the artist's music that they signed through TikTok. Now, of course, both of these companies are absolutely evil, and if the revenue should be going to anyone, it should be the artists making these platforms popular in the first place. So you're probably thinking, Okari, this is great and all, I've learned a lot about copyright law. Well, what the fuck does any of this have to do with Family Guy? I'm glad you asked. I was getting off track there, but thanks for keeping me accountable. Holy crap, Lois, this is worse than the time I got caught uploading copyrighted content to YouTube.com. So, in the olden days of Family Guy being re-uploaded onto YouTube, this is how it normally went. Someone would try to upload a video of a full episode of Family Guy. The Content ID system would recognize that it's an episode of Family Guy. YouTube would take it down. However, now we've got AI on everyone's side, which has obviously caused so much pandemonium. Can I say that word? It caused so much pandemonium. But the way I want to focus on it in this specific instance is that I guarantee you it is the way that people are making these 50-hour-long compilations and re-uploading them. Like, think about it. If that's the only way you could put together a 50-hour compilation of Family Guy faster than it can be taken down. And honestly, I think it's beautiful. I think this is the circle of life. Family Guy has always been a part of YouTube culture and always will be a part of YouTube culture, and it's being done to a massive media conglomerate, so really, 10s all around. I have no problems here. Now, the only thing that catches these compilations faster than they can be uploaded is, of course, the music, because YouTube hates it when anyone tries to use music for any reason. However, because Family Guy is made by a bunch of Gen X's, there's a bunch of songs from the 80s that are constantly copyright claimed. So what I'm assuming is happening here is that they're telling these AI bots, putting these videos together, to just mute all of the music that they find. You can tell because if you click on any of these random compilations, there's a good chance that all of the music is muted, including like the little ditties that play in between like scene transitions. which really sucks because the music is like honestly half of the Family Guy experience. But it's not that hard to find someone who just threw caution to the wind. Overall, I think this entire situation is a chaotic good. These uploads are happening left and right with no regard for intellectual property rights. And honestly, I think it should stay that way because the only thing intellectual property rights is used for is to make these massive media conglomerates even more money. Keep it up, guys. I like having a random assortment of episodes to watch for free. Ruff! I'll see you guys next time. All right, here I go down the stairs.